of illegal firearms will be brought to justice. Akida Kasim, KTN.
Scientists and researchers are engaging community, ranchers and conservation organizations within Savo landscape on how to manage fire and control bushfires while curbing climate change and by reducing the amount of carbon. The researchers are looking at engaging the government in making some amendments in the already existing fire management regulations to be proactive and not suppressive when dealing with wildlife fire incidents, as Hezron Kimari now reports from Voi.
Well, scientists and researchers from King's College in London are currently conducting research and training to residents of Taita Taveta County and also conservation stakeholders on how fire can be managed. This is following several cases of fire in the past dry season, and now we're having time to hear their sentiments.
And around the world, there are many landscapes in which fire is an integral component. Vegetation needs the fire to regrow. Fire is useful to promote forage for livestock. Fire is useful for clearing agricultural waste after harvest. And so there are actually lots of ways that people use fire that can be done in managed, controlled ways, that it's not a danger to anybody. What we really want to try to do is to increase the number of safe, controlled fires and reduce the number of very intense, uncontrollable fires.
And one of the key things that is more beneficial in the management of wildfires is fuel reduction, which literally is the biomass that burns when fires occurs. And to do that, you find many people employ different mechanisms, such as grazing. Others will do grass harvesting, for example, wood correction. They reduce the amount of biomass that can burn during wildfires. And that is a very good example would be like the ranches we have here. The ranches that integrate both livestock and wildlife burn more or less compared to the ranches that that don't practice livestock keeping. And the answer is simple, because livestock reduce the biomass you have on your land, making it to burn less when fires occur. And that helps, of course, when it comes to climate change, specifically on the amount of carbon you release to the environment, because there is less biomass to burn, and that leads to less carbon to the environment.
Well, as I've heard from the scientists, he's challenging the government and stakeholders and also the community to adopt a fire management strategy so that maybe the community can still see the benefit of utilizing fire in bush management. Reporting for KTN from Voi, I'm Hezron Kimari.
And the 5th annual Women Leadership Summit for Women in Conservation that took place in Isiolo County